things are finally starting to return to normal. And a sure sign of that was when Guelph hosted a major sports tournament earlier this month. The Ontario University Athletics Men's Curling Championships brought 15 university teams from across the province to the Royal City. After 2 years of cancellations and pauses, it was great to have a top-tier sporting event back in the city, according to intercollegiate coordinator at the University of Guelph, Natasha Spalding.
Over the past 2 years, it's been really hard because of the pandemic, and so just to be able to have an OUA event is special, but to be able to host on behalf of the University of Guelph is an extreme honor and a privilege to be able to bring all of these people together when there hasn't been sport in so long.
The curlers were also happy to be back too, according to Sam Moybrook, whose Wilfrid Laurier rank ended up winning the gold medal.
It's been crazy because you get really amped up for stuff and then it might get canceled. It's hard to really set your mind to something that you're not sure if it's going to happen. So it's exciting to finally have something that runs and be able to win it. It's an extra cherry on top for that.
It was a weekend filled with big shots and fantastic curling as the Laurier Golden Hawks defeated Ryerson in the finals. The hometown Guelph Gryphons played admirably, finishing just short of the podium in a dramatic extra-end showdown against the Queen's Gaels. Moybrook says there is plenty of talent throughout the event, and even though the score of the championship final was 10-3 in the end, it was much closer than that on the ice.
Yeah, it was definitely a close game. It didn't look very good for us for the first half, and the scoreboard doesn't do justice to how well Ryerson played. They definitely were a very deserving team and gave us a really good game in the final. The field was great. We played a lot of really hard games. Coming in, we weren't sure what to expect just because nobody's really played much, haven't seen many of these schools. It's our first event of the year. And we didn't have any easy games. Everybody played really well and made us really push every single game.
This is a second straight OUA curling championship for the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks, but neither Moybrook nor any of his teammates were on the last team that took home the championship. So this is all new to each and every one of them.
It's weird because, yeah, it's a repeat for the school, but none of us were on the team when it happened. So it's cool, but it probably hasn't sunk in yet because none of us were on the other team either. It means a lot, especially for the team too. It's all of our first times even representing Laurier at OUAs, so be able to win our first one's definitely it was definitely a big goal for us, and it feels really good to meet that goal for the year. We played okay. It wasn't our best, but we were able to gut it out. I think from a mental side, it was definitely a really strong weekend for us. Like, we could have played better, but we were able to persevere through a lot of adversity this weekend.
The event took over the Guelph Curling Club for 3 days. Natasha Spalding says the venue was nothing short of fantastic.
Oh, the curling club here, the staff are fantastic. All of the volunteers are just wonderful. They care so much. The venue is beautiful, so it's perfect to host. And it's also really accessible for all of the schools around. There's a lot that still have to travel, but it is a really fantastic location for Ontario to be able to host.
Moybrook's from Kitchener, so he says Guelph is a familiar place to play. And Wilfrid Laurier took advantage of the proximity throughout the weekend's event.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to sleep in our own beds at night. I think having the 20-minute drive was nice instead of staying in a hotel and making it feel a little different. Nice to sleep in our own beds every night. Guelph was great. I've played here since I was a kid, and the club's always awesome. I know Steve and Jerry worked really hard to run the event, and we're really appreciative of all the help and everything that they did to run the event.
For 3 days, the hospitality of the Royal City was on full display, and everyone is hoping it's a sign of more events to come.